There we go. What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy September 21st. Happy Thursday. Welcome to those who are watching on the replay. And welcome. Okay, I want to let's see that. Okay. Oh, I don't need that though. I might do that. Okay. Oh, are these my other things? Yes, they are. All right. So, okay, let me make sure. Hi, Promise. How are you? What's up? What's up? Hey, Storm. How's everybody? Welcome, welcome. Welcome in. Feel free to share out the live, like the live, say hi as we kind of get situated and we allow everybody to kind of come in. It's nice to see you again, Promise. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for the heart, Storm. Is that your name, Storm? I like that. I like that name. I'm doing well. I'm doing really exceptionally well today. Thank you. Thank you for asking. One moment. I wanted to write something down really quick. Welcome, welcome. And that was okay, general. Okay. Oh, no, I might need that. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Raya. Or is it Ria or Raya? Or am I wrong? Am I wrong on both accounts? Ria, thank you for that. Oh no, it's Nicola. I like that. I like that. Storm is awesome. It's an awesome name though. All right. So, hello to everybody. I'm just kind of getting myself situated. So, feel free to say hi, how you doing, where you're from. How's the weather? How's your mama? Let me see. Do I want to? I actually might. Let's see. 1 second. Okay. We'll see. We got Tennessee, Utah. Ooh, it's raining there. Send some rain my way, please. Send it to Colorado. All right. Let's see. General readings. And as we're all kind of just coming in here, I'm just kind of getting set up. I'm feeling inspired to do something a little bit different today with the free readings. And so we're gonna play. It's finally getting cold. I like it too. It's been a little bit. It hasn't been super hot, but when it got hot, it was like, oh, this is a little. I don't like it. So hot. Minnesota. What's up, Cassie? We got Michigan. All the things. Okay. All right. Is it Missouri? Tracy Tracy, Missouri. All right, my dears. Okay. I actually, yeah, is it Missouri? Illinois, unfortunately. Hey, you are where you are for a reason. You know what I mean? So it's all relative. It's all good. I am looking. All right. Misery. Oklahoma, the Bible Belt. Hey, again, like we all planted ourselves where we did on purpose. Sometimes I wonder why the heck I'm here in Denver. Like why? But it's like, no, I'm meant to be here. So we're meant to be where we are. 1 second. I am looking to see why. Okay. 1 moment. I might cut out. 4:30 a.m. Holy cow. Or 4:30 p.m. Where are you at? Nicola? Oh, UK. Okay. So you're ahead. You're ahead of us. It's a silly place to be when I think about it sometimes. I get that. It's all relative. Okay. So as more and more people are joining us, we can kind of get started with the live. You woke up a half an hour ago. Nice. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Glad for everybody that is in here to join. Like the live, share out the live so that we can reach more people. And we will reach who we're meant to. But what's up? My name is Angelica. And I am a quantum healer. So yes, I do readings. Yes, I do mediumship. Yes, I do all of these different things. I'm really more so I'm a healer in everything I do, and I'm a bridge. So I help people get from where they are now to where they're meant to be. And part of my blueprint is that I'm a catalyst. So I catalyze transformation. So if you're here and you're wanting a reading, just know that typically my readings will typically be geared towards transformation. And if you choose to implement the information that is given or that streams through into your life, it could be of benefit and help you through the transformation that you may be going through, because we're all going through it right now. Right? So that's a little bit about me. I've been doing this work since 2018, but I've been, an empath. I've been reading people my entire life. I just didn't know that I was. So that's kind of a little bit about me. I do feel a bit of a shift. Today, being the day that it is I'm feeling things are shifting a little bit for me. Ooh, that's a little bit too bright. Let's keep it there. Okay. But here are the things. So today I am offering free readings and paid readings, but the free readings are actually going to be changing a bit. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of play with it and see how things go. And see how I like it, because I like to change. I don't like to be stuck in one thing. I like to kind of move around and play around. Okay. So, but today we're going to try, the free readings are going to be free general readings. Okay. So, just being open to see what spirit has to give to you. So all you do is leave a comment with your name. And how the free readings work is that you just leave a comment with your name, and I will scan the comments and see, where am I intuitively guided to, okay? As for the paid services get you on the list, right? And I always I always honor my paid readings first, because they're paid. Right? And so if you like a paid service or a paid reading, I offer a different array of paid services. So 25 for readings, 39 for energy work or energy healing, clearing, whatever intentions you want to bring into that space, right? I also offer mediumship, connecting to past loved ones, or multi-dimensional mediumship. Okay. Thank you for the roses, Crystal. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll start with the free readings, see where it goes. If you do want to pay for a reading, you can click the link in my bio. Thank you. Somebody commented on my handwriting. Thank you. What was I saying? If you do pay for a reading, click the link in my bio, scroll all the way down. There's Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. And then you got to let me know in the comments that you paid, you donated, because I don't always get notified right away. Okay. All right. So yes, free and paid readings. So the paid reading or the free readings are just general readings. Okay. So no questions. You got to be open, because really that's how I love it when people are just open and to see what spirit brings. Because spirit, when we're open, what I found is spirit, spirit can bring through so much more than what we may have, thought or conceived of. Because sometimes when we have a question, it might put on like limiters on our perception or our awareness, or, on us receiving. So, we're just going to play and see how it works, but that's how we're going to play it tonight. Okay. So I'm just going to start scanning the comments. And if you do if anybody here does feel, I'm just scanning, guided, guided to work with me one-on-one. I do offer one-on-one sessions, private readings, etc. I'm going to be revamping my offers. And, yeah, just reach out to me. Let me know. Jason, I'm feeling you. Your screen name says Renee, but it says Jason. Are you here, my dear? I'm actually feeling you. I'm feeling Jason. That caught my eye. And I'll get to as many as I can. Renee / Jason. Are you here? Okay. All right. I'm Renee. I just put Jason. I like it. Okay. All right. So we're going to do cards for this. Let's do like one card pools. I'm just going to shuffle the deck, see what comes out. So Renee. I'm just going to connect to your energy, Renee. By the way, thank y'all for joining me tonight or today, whatever time it is, in wherever you're at. Oh, you thought you were supposed to put your person? No, put your name. So love readings, relationship readings are paid only. Okay. That did recently change. I got guidance from my higher self to put love readings, relationship readings as paid only. So private readings or live here, live paid readings here. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And so if you have questions at any time, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to get to them. Okay. So let's see, how did it? Okay. All right. I can see. So your card, my dear Renee, is scarcity. Okay. Hold on. Let me hold that up right. All right. Your card is scarcity. And what I feel from this, it actually kind of landed like this, and it feels like the head, it feels like your head, like your mental space. There's a lot of mental energy. So thoughts, beliefs that are rooted in scarcity still. And if you look at the bottom of this card, this is about releasing scarcity. So if you want to screenshot that little doodad there, that is light language, and that can help you to, you know, just gazing at it can help you to release scarcity in all areas of life. But this feels like it's time to release scarcity around. It's the mental scarcity in general, like your thoughts, beliefs that are rooted in scarcity. So whether it has to do with money, relationships, you know, there's not enough men out there, you know, there's no good guys, right? As it pertains to relationships, or if it's like financial, money doesn't grow on trees, or there's never enough, or whatever. It's time to, I would say, the encouragement here, or the invitation here, is to, you know, belief work, and start to examine beliefs and your thoughts around scarcity, because it feels like your head it feels inverted like this. Okay. It feels like there's a lot of thoughts and beliefs, and that mental energy being still rooted in scarcity, and it's no longer serving you, my dear. Oh, yes, I'm having depression issues, everything. Yeah, there's a lot of this. This is going to, releasing this, that scarcity mindset, right? That scarcity consciousness, that's very heavy in your field, my dear. Okay? Very, very heavy. And so releasing that, or allowing yourself to release that where you can, and rooting into abundance mindset, abundance consciousness, is going to help you. But I'm feeling doing some belief work and reframing. I was going to say reflaming. What is that? Reframing beliefs. Okay. I don't know if you're familiar with that work, but that's very, very heavy in your field. Okay. All right, my dears. Okay. What's what's up, what's up, my doobie, my doobie? I see you. It's not serving me out. Yeah, it doesn't serve us anymore. It's served us in the past, but you know, these things are coming up because they want us. It's to bring our awareness and our attention to the shit that ain't working anymore, and it's holding us down. It's holding us back. And it's creating, it's making us, not making us, it's kind of creating the pattern of playing small in our lives. It's kind of creating the pattern of playing small in our lives. Yeah. April, I'm feeling you, my dear. So, let me know if you're here, April. I just seen you, but let me know that you're here. Okay, I see you. April, plant yourself in hope. I like your name. That's dope. Okay, this is going to be your card, okay? April, if you're watching, if you're paying attention, send me an emoji. I'm going to connect to your energy. That's a lot. April. Hi, my dears. So just so you know, free readings. So I'm offering free and paid readings tonight, okay? Free readings tonight. We're just going to play with it. Free readings are general only, okay? Leave a comment with your name to receive a free general reading, okay? I don't know why this is like not doing the thing, but it's free only. And no, I do not do pregnancy or fertility readings. Okay. It's just not my bag. People tell me that all the time. You need a mod. Thank you, Serena. I want to say Sirena, but Serena. I think it's Serena. Thank you, my dear. Okay, April. People tell me I need a mod, but I'm very picky when it comes to people that I work with. And if somebody was gonna like mod, and I'd be like, no, don't do that. Don't do this. I'm very picky. Okay, April, April, April. Focusing on your energy. 2, 3. Go ahead and like the live and share out the live. I'm just going to cut the deck because it's not popping out right away. Okay. All right, April, your card is, yeah, exactly. I like that. So if anybody wants to be a, I'm open for anybody who wants to message me about being a mod. I would love a mod because then I don't have to, you're right, I don't have to repeat myself. Okay, April, and anybody who resonates with this, divinity. So April, your card is divinity, and it came in like this, right? It's this card, right? And notice that we are about awareness, right? This is, I mean, you can give me gifts, but like, I don't really respond. Like, it's just kind of like who I'm intuitively, but I do paid readings as well. So paid readings, my paid services, because somebody was asking, okay? There's that. The readings are $25. I do energy work. I am a healer. I also facilitate different types of mediumship, okay? And all those links are in my bio, okay? So, April, my dear, it feels like, let me feel into this for a minute. Okay. All right. As I'm feeling into your energy, my dear, the reason why it came out like this is it actually feels like I feel resistance from you, from like rooting into like your root center, also like your body, like being here, being on earth, being a human being, having all the challenges that we have. It feels like there's a lot of resistance around being here, being in your body, and being on earth, because I feel like a resistance to seeing the divinity in being a human and being here, especially with all of the challenges and adversity that we face here, the prejudice, the violence, all of the challenges that we face here. One moment. Ha elo ene he asiki anataha asaki wen he hasanati yasanati isianati kioloti anati kiasa ta 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 ta. Ha elo ha yasanati kiase yashatatu weata. So there are some codes to kind of help you begin to uncover the resistance itself, and I would say the root resistance, because like your root chakra feels very closed off, and it feels very not to say that it's not open and flowing in some sort of capacity, but there is quite a bit of resistance in that root center to being here on earth and having, and seeing the divinity here on earth. Okay. So the question I would pose to you is, why do I feel, or why do you feel resistance to being here on earth? Question one. And then the second question would be, why do you feel resistance to being fully in your body, fully present, fully empowered, etc.? I would kind of leave it there, but it feels like there's a lot of resistance to being here on earth And so I would leave you with those two questions to contemplate and kind of dig a little bit deeper, my dear. Okay? I hope that helps. Yes, I've been in a bad space mentally. Yeah, it feels like a lot of us want to escape, you know, especially in spiritual circles. We want to escape and we want to go into the fifth dimension and we don't want to be here. But the point is to be here, to be present, to be empowered, and to embrace our power. And that, for me, in my mind, what I believe personally is that it always comes back to shadow work. We have to face our unresolved trauma. We have to process those unresolved or unprocessed emotions. We have to face our shit. We have to deal with our shit in order to recognize the lies and recognize and begin to see through the distortions that have been coloring our perceptions on our lenses. Okay, I hope that helps. But I would really encourage you to kind of ask yourself those questions and see what comes up. Absolutely, Taryn. What's up, my dear? I do. Are you looking for I'm just seeing your message now. Okay. All right. So who wants to mod for me? All right. So I did see I'm getting some. One second. I need a paper and I need to write this shit down. All right. So I see that there are some paid readings. One second. Okay. Kay, you paid for a mediumship? And then I see Shannon. Shannon, you paid for a reading, my dear? First of all, thank both of you for the donations. Hold on. Sometimes I can't write and talk at the same time. It is. I second, third, and fourth that, Kendra. Shadow work is so important. If you're not doing your work, you bought a shadow book last week. There you go. yeah, and it's medium reading. Okay, I got you, Kay. I got you down. I'm just making sure that I see. You're welcome. I hope that helps. I would start there with those questions and then see where that takes you. Okay? And thank you for being here, my dears. Thank you for being here, my dears. So, Kay, you're up first. It's uncomfortable at first and painful if you've suffered major trauma, etc. in the end, but it helps. Absolutely. I can absolutely contest to that. I've spent I started shadow work in August of 2017, and I just kind of got through like the big brunt of it because I had so much trauma from childhood, you know, like I don't even know, like neglect, physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, gaslighting, steamrolling, all of the things, like literally. So that's why I love this work. And that's why my readings tend to be geared towards helping people transform, because I've done so much of it. All right. But yeah, thank you for that, Kendra. Okay, so back to Kay. What type of mediumship? I'm trying to get my thoughts on straight. What kind of mediumship did you want, my dear? So what kind of mediumship did you want me to connect with a past loved one? Or did you want a multidimensional mediumship? which is multidimensional mediumship is me connecting to guides, highest self, and or let's see, guides, highest self, multidimensional aspects of you. Thank you, Shannon. But like every time I think of my trauma, it makes me feel not real after thinking of it. Yeah. Shadow work is very interesting, isn't it? Looking to connect with past loved ones. Okay. All right, my dear. So let me kind of give you a little bit. Have you seen me connect and like do mediumship work, Kay? Mediumship is actually paid service only. Okay. So it's $39 for that. Okay. I don't do that for free simply because it takes a lot of energy for me to do that. Okay. So the way that my mediumship works differently because I wouldn't consider myself a medium. I'm more of an intermediary. So if you've seen like a Tyler Henry or a John Edwards, I don't really work that way. I don't typically get a lot of details. A lot of like both of them, I would say they get a lot of details, especially Tyler Henry. Like you can tell you how the person died and all the things. I am a bridge and an intermediary in the way that we first identify there's kind of two phases, you could say, to a mediumship reading. The first is like we're bringing in someone that is to identify who it is. What I've come to find out is sometimes you're going to know who this person is and sometimes you may not. Sometimes it might be a little bit, someone that is in your ancestry that's a little bit more estranged or someone that you might even not know. So what I encourage people here is to focus on the message. It's really the messages that make the difference. And once we've identified the person, sometimes you'll know them, sometimes you won't. And the second little phase of a mediumship reading is then they'll have some kind of message for you. Sometimes that comes in the form of healing, energy work, light codes, light language, me channeling. Okay. So, in any case, there's going to be some kind of message. Okay. But that's kind of the way that I work, just so you know. Okay. Are you ready? Just know that I will probably ask you. I do stop and ask questions and kind of get your input to see if you know who this person is and if we're making a connection or if this is actually somebody else, because it's a co-creation, right? I don't have all the information. I need some of your information in order to kind of co-create and kind of figure out where this person belongs in your lineage. Okay. Are you ready, my dear? Let me get some water before I continue. All right. You're nervous? Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. That's silly. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. It'll be all good. I promise. By the end of it, you're gonna be like, wow, that was dope. Okay, so I'm just going to focus in on your energy. And then I'm just gonna kind of talk in my head for a minute. Okay. Very quickly as I'm connecting, I start feeling presence on my right side. Right is an indicator of male presence, masculine presence, masculine presence. This actually feels more like a grandfather. Excuse me. This feels actually like a grandfather. I get like a white mustache. I get glasses. I don't know. I'm hearing Scrooge glasses, whatever that means. I would say like smaller, um, black framed glasses, and kind of bald. I would say up here, like on the top, and then gray. So gray, bald, and short, like short gray hair on the sides, like shorter, bald on the top, longer, white. We're talking white mustache, black framed glasses. This feels like a grandpa or a grandfather figure. But sometimes I would say sometimes it's I have challenges figuring out the placement of where the energy is coming from, but it feels like a grandfather figure. This is either grandfather or great grandfather. Do you know, is this someone that you recognize as I'm describing it so far? I did, Shannon. Okay, doesn't sound like anyone I know, but both grandpas have passed. Okay, all right, all right, all right. It feels like, okay, it feels like, do you know your great grandfather on either side? This kind of feels like it would be on dad's side, to be honest. So great grandfather, not grandfather, but great grandfather. Would you have known him or known like what he looked like? Because it feels like it's a little step above. No, you don't know him. Okay. All right. Sometimes that happens. But we'll see. I'm just going to see if there's any other information that wants to come in. Because he kind of feels like he lived a longer life, maybe 70s. I would place him about 70-ish, somewhere in the 70s. He's kind of short. He feels shorter to me. Cane. But this is what, sometimes I will say this is what happens. People that we might not know step forward. And it's more about the message. But I'm just going to tune in to see if there's anything else. Oh, okay. This grandfather on dad's side is indicating or making, I would say making reference to his son. So your grandfather, yeah, your grandfather. I have difficulties with family placements sometimes. Okay, he's making reference to his son. So his son is with him, but his son isn't stepping forward in this instance. Okay. This is so interesting. Okay, dad's side, his son, yeah, but he doesn't want to step forward. It's not that he doesn't want to step forward. It's that he doesn't have anything to say. And I don't even know if that it would be that he, your grandfather doesn't have anything to say. It's more that his dad is the one that needs to be the one to deliver the message, is how I am interpreting it. I don't know if this guy wore suits a lot, but I'm seeing him wearing like a black suit, like a suit and tie. Is that I can't tell whether it's a tie, and it feels more like a bow tie, to be honest. But it feels like he's wearing it like a suit, like a black suit, and like a, a white button-up shirt. Very interesting. But that's who's coming through. Okay. Um, okay. So because I'm connecting to someone who is outside of maybe who you know, okay, is there someone you want me to connect to specifically? Because we can do that too, and that sometimes is easier. Sometimes it's just easier. Okay, aunt or stepdad. Okay, let me see if either of them would like to come through. Um, the reason why sometimes I would say people come through that don't, we might not know. It's kind of sometimes how I connect. I feel them through you and your energy. So I feel into you and your field, and I get impressions and visions and senses and sounds, words through your field. So it's really interesting, but that is who's coming through. He does have a message, though, by the way. Aunt does want to. Aunt is here, though. Okay, I feel her on my left side. I was gonna say right side, left side. Female presence, absolutely. Okay, she does want you to know that she made it. Ooh, excuse me. The way the way it kind of comes through, it sounds like it was kind of like a bumpy ride, a little bit of a bumpy ride to get there. But she did make it. The others in the family, there were others in the family that helped her through. Sometimes that transition process can be a little bumpy. She says you got to know where you're going. You got to know where you're going, or you got to have sometimes it helps to have people meet you to help you because they've been through the process. But she says it was a bumpy ride, but she made it. She's on the other side. She's kind of funny how she comes through. Good sense of humor. Very good sense of humor. The way that I'm hearing it is, it feels like an apology of like, almost like, I'm sorry. Like, did she pass in, I don't even know how to word that because it comes in a way, it comes through in a way of, I'm sorry you had to see that, or I'm sorry you had to see me that way. I'm not sure on the translation. So did she pass in a way where like she deteriorated over time, like cancer, or something where you're kind of progressively deteriorating, and you kind of like, you see that whole process. Yeah. Okay. She's kind of sending like apologies of like, I'm sorry you had to see me that way. But that's not her anymore. So you don't have to like hang on to that image in your head. Okay. You can let that go because that's not where she's at. The one that, it's really interesting. Okay. The one thing that she does kind of want to let you know, and like let others know that will watch this, that are watching live and will watch this on the replay, is that kind of when you're in like a progressive, progressive, a lot of times she says, a lot of times I was in and out. I didn't even like her consciousness was in and out. Like the body was in pain. The body was feeling the things, but her consciousness wasn't exactly always there. Does that make sense? And she says that like that happens for a lot of people in that kind of progression, the deteriorating type of progression. And we feel the pain because, you know, it's human to kind of feel and empathize. But it's almost like it's coming through of like, you don't have to, don't take that pain on and live with that and carry that with you, because that's not necessary. And it's not going to like, like it's like, I'm trying to think of the word. What's the word? Like it's not gonna get you anywhere. Like it's not gonna make you a savior. It's not gonna make you like a superhero or a hero to carry that shit. You don't have to carry that. Okay. It's coming through very emphatically. Okay. She's mentioning pearls, like a pearl necklace. I don't know if that has any significance. She's mentioning pearls. I don't know why, but there's that. There's that. I don't know if that makes any sense. I saw her pass in the hospital. Not that I can think of. Okay. Pearls. Sometimes what I've noticed is that they can speak in metaphors, especially coming through my conduit. Sometimes it comes through in metaphors. So, you know, a necklace of some kind, or what that might represent, or like symbols. Sometimes they speak in symbols, metaphors, etc. So maybe put that in your back pocket. If it doesn't make sense, then you can always toss it out. But I keep hearing pearls, so I'm just going to mention that. Okay. She does. Okay. Wait 1 second. Because they both have a message for you. They actually both have a healing. That's part of the message. Would you be open? Are you open to some energy work / healing that they have? I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. But that is not for me to figure out how that's going to work. Okay, where are you? Oh, okay. She's pointing. You're open. Okay. Candace, that wasn't me, was it? Hold on 1 second. I mean, I would message them directly, find their account. Sometimes there can be fakes, so make sure it's their real account, and I would message them. I actually had someone that wanted a mediumship reading 2 days ago and couldn't respond live, so I'm actually sending her the recording. They're gone. That's weird. I wonder if that was a scam. So there are some people that do scams. I mean, I'm sorry for that. That sucks. I'm sorry, Candace. There's no trace of them at all. I'm sorry about that. I would maybe look into it and maybe the rules for TikTok. I'm not sure. I really don't know. If anybody else has any idea of how to help Candace, please respond. Okay, Kay, you're open. So Kay, okay, she was pointing to you. So we're just going to go into the healing. Okay, the healing itself, the energy work itself. I just want you to know that, you know, I kind of go into a channeling state. Okay, I start speaking in like sounds. They're not really like words. They're just kind of sounds, frequencies. So I kind of go into that kind of state. So, all right, Kay, I just want you to take some deep breaths through this whole process. Okay. And then I just want you to focus right here on your heart for me. Okay. You can do this. I always suggest that you close your eyes. But if you want to keep your eyes open, you do you, boo boo. Okay. But I want you to focus on your heart and take those deep breaths. Okay. I'm going to connect all of the pieces here. Focusing on that heart. Ha ha. يهلا من هو سنك يا نات تيا لو سنتي هاستي أنا ولا هاست كاتا ما ويت لو أنا تيا سنتي ها وتتكات تتيانا تتي حسنتي كات تتيانا لو أنا ديولا آيات خويا نتي هو سنتي هاست هالو أنا so we're clearing quite a bit of stuff around the heart. Feels like there's some G words here. So like grievances, grudges. I also hear resentment. I keep taking those deep breaths for me. You're doing so well. You're doing so good. And by the way, for those who want to receive the spillover from this, you are welcome to. You can always just intend to receive and receive that. So go ahead and take a very, 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 very deep breath in through the nose and then out with a sigh. Keep focusing on that heart space. Okay, we're going to call in the frequency of the daisy. Ha, kanata hoas, senata hes, senata, la senate hes, senate hes, senate hes, senate, ukuye, anata hala. Ha, tasanatoku oaseshia. We're going to plant that right in the heart. Keep taking those deep breaths, my dear. Okay. All right. Here's some halate. It's time to release the grievances. Release the old baggage you're carrying around. Grievances, grudges, resentments. Things that you're consciously aware of and things that like you've forgotten. It's time. So we're helping to release. We're helping to like clear those out of your field and more specifically from the heart, because they seem to have rooted in the heart space. I keep seeing like thorns, like thorn bushes around the heart. And it's disallowing you from receiving the goodness of the world, the goodness that you are, of your divinity, and the goodness of others, the goodness of miracles, the goodness of the magic that is present always. Hayanaka alahasa natakaha asashatiya sanate. Grievances, grievances, grievances. These no longer serve. Hiata halahati kiana hawayase. Hasanati hia kiati amohoyasi. Hialawena halana hiana titititititi ihase. Calling in the emerald ray. Hala 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 hala. We're going to shoot that straight into the heart. Setting the heart ablaze in emerald fire. Yakoya nakia natahas nakia la hasaketia wataya natia sanatia sanatia sane. Hakuya, hakuya, hakuya hanatia sakia alawa, alawa yatakia sanituya sikia. Go ahead and take another deep breath for me, my dear. And let that go. Shooting that emerald ray. I just want you to picture your heart space, glowing with this bright emerald green. And that is like essentially burning away with etheric fire any residue or any grievances, resentments, grudges that are ready to clear, and any residue of those said grievances, etc. And while you're doing that, I just want you to keep that in your mind, your mind's eye, and just know that that's being done. Keep seeing that bright emerald green. And then we're going to do some recalibrating / restructuring to help the heart to open in ways that it hasn't been open in a long time. Matakata oasikitia nataka asa natakita etaku uase. Ele anate asatako maasikia sarde tetateteta. Ala atekia wata tetia setia tea satatia tetetetetetetete. Take a deep, 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 deep breath and let that out. Focusing again on that bright green flame in the heart. Ikiana lawe. Ikinia la hawe. Da ia da ue hiasea. Show wana. Show ilea. Ikawi. Kowilea. Tem no we ha no to ko te hias. Okay. There's also some releasing around control that the heart has held on to. It feels like actually grievances around control. So feeling controlled or places that you felt wounded or traumatized in the past around feeling controlled and having grievances with, how that went down. I'm also hearing difficulties or issues with, people of authority or those authority figures that were controlling or more controlling or contributed to that type of behavior or those type of dynamics. Okay, so we're doing quite a bit of clearing. Okay. while that is going on, I just want you to kind of sit there, do that. I'm going to tune back in to see if there's any additional messages. Okay, great grandfather was bringing in the theme around control. Okay, that was his message. He specifically wanted to bring it in because it feels like he really dealt with that. That was like a major or significant theme in his life that was playing out around control or controlling others. And so he's now bringing healing for, you're passing it down through your lineage to you around that theme, okay, to release that. So don't be surprised if there is like more levity, feeling more lighthearted around just, allowing kind of being more in flow with like the cosmos, the universe, and more in flow with your life, just kind of more in flow, okay? Rather than needing to control. And also don't be surprised if you recognize those patterns, okay? Or if they start to become more prevalent, when they're playing out. Okay. 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 Auntie or aunt wants to bring in. She's bringing in healing around the divine feminine, and this is the emerald flame, or the emerald flame, the emerald ray that she brought in, and then it turned into an emerald flame. Okay, so I didn't really misspeak, but because it's healing the emotionality of feeling like you can't be soft, you got to be hard, you got to be tough. That type of, you gotta make your way in this world, and essentially what I feel is like almost like not even allowing the feminine to fully be herself, more moving into the masculine energy. And there's nothing wrong with, being in our masculine energy as women. It's just more of there's nothing wrong with that. It's in our society, sometimes us as women feel like we got to be, always in our masculine, always doing the things, always being the badass bitch or whatever, whatever the story is. But like we can also be soft. We can have boundaries. We can have those things as well. We can also be soft. We can be gentle. We can be compassionate. We can be caring. We can be empathetic. And also be strong as fuck. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's kind of what she's bringing in. Okay. That's the type of healing that she's bringing in. And we're blasting the heart still with that emerald ray. Okay. I'm actually going to program in that. Program that in for the next 24 hours. So that's going to be running for the next 24 hours to help clear out some stuff. Okay. So next 24 hours, actually, no, next 2 days, at least. If you don't already drink a lot of water, I want you to drink a lot of water over the next couple of days, because that's going to help to circulate the energy, get all of the energy into the different cells that it needs to go to, and it's going to also help to flush your physical body. Okay, aunt, great grandfather are stepping out of my field. I am going to close this down in a minute. I'm just finishing up on my side, my end of things. Okay, and then we're gonna seal you off in a beautiful, bright golden egg so that you may integrate and process. So you can process and integrate all of the things, all of the energy, and kind of seals your energy off, and it allows you to be in a little cocoon, a little egg cocoon, to do all of the energetic things that are necessary over the next 24 hours. Yeah, they have officially left. They're sending their love though. I feel them actually sending their love to you. So go ahead and receive that. Short messages today. Okay, that's kind of like an echo of what I hear in my head. Short messages today. Short but powerful, like significant. Okay. And I'm just finishing up on my end. Okay. And the last message that I hear is, you are worthy. That is true no matter what. And feel free to come back in your own time, Kay. I'm going to give myself a moment or two here to kind of come back, because it takes me a minute to come back after these types of facilitations. Okay. Feel free to let me know. Whew. Wow. You said, whew. Alrighty. Okay. So, oh, alrighty. So, I said thank you. You're welcome, my dear. It's always a pleasure and an honor to facilitate. I hope that was, I always trust that everybody gets what they need from it. So, sit with it and do all the things, right? But you're so welcome, Kay. It's truly an honor to facilitate. All right, 1 second. Okay, just want to make sure. All right, Shannon, you are up next, my dear. You paid for a reading. So, what kind of reading did you want? Did you have a specific question? Let me know in the comments. Yes! Thank you for letting me know that you're here. I will wait. What's up? While I'm waiting for her, welcome to anybody. Thank y'all for hanging out. Welcome to anybody who has joined. My name is Angelica. I am a healer. Yes, I do read energies. I do also facilitate mediumship, but I'm more of a healer. So anything that I do centers around healing. So mediumship will any type of mediumship I do tends to bring in healing because I work with ancestral energies and ancestors a lot. So they tend to bring in healing for us and for the lineage and for the bloodline, etc. I am offering free and paid readings. I'm just getting to my second paid reading of the night. Miss Shannon, or is it Miss Shannon? Shannon. I don't want to assume anything here. While Shannon lets me know, I want to know about my business and or my relationship with my son. We're estranged after I left my husband and started another relationship. Okay. He's a young adult. Okay, not a child. Okay, got you. All right, so I'll just connect and see what comes in, and we'll just kind of roll with it, okay? Before I do that, as far as my free readings, we're kind of just playing with it tonight, but we're doing free general readings, right? You leave a comment with your name, and I just kind of scroll through the comments to see who I'm intuitively guided to read for, okay? So the free readings are just general readings, okay? But my paid services get you on the list, and I always facilitate those first. You just paid, Alice? Yes, you did. Okay, mediumship. Thank you for the donation, Alice. I appreciate it. Okay. And then I'm going to write that down. Okay, you are next, my dear. And if these are my paid services, speaking of, it gets you on the list, and it ensures that, your paid readings always bring in more information. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're better than the free readings, but they always bring in more information. They tend to bring in, sometimes they bring in energy work, different types of little components in there, right? But I also do energy work, which you just seen me facilitate, mediumship, which you just see me facilitate, as well as multidimensional mediumship. If anybody has any questions about anything or how to pay, let me know. It's frozen for you, Shannon. Should I come out? Should I go out and come back in? How is the connection for everybody? Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. How is it for you, Shannon? It might be frozen. We're good? Okay, good. All right. Reading. Okay. You said, I'm going to scroll back. Scroll back here. Okay, all right. It feels like we're actually going into family stuff, okay? So let me connect to your energy first, my dear. Who am I reading for? Shannon, okay. I just have to make sure. Let me cross this out. Shannon. Okay, it's a pleasure. There you are, my dear. Yeah, okay, we're going with family, and I do feel, yeah. Okay. The first thing I feel coming up is there are going to be some opportunities to reconcile that estranged relationship. However, some uncomfortable steps may need to be taken. Like, making the first move. Sometimes we don't want to, we don't want to be the ones to put ourselves out there and be vulnerable and possibly feel rejection or feel rejected. It feels like, I want to say it feels like you being the one to reach out. And just to remain open, even if there is a rejection, be like, you know what? I'm going to trust in it. But it does feel like there are some opportunities coming up. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like the timing has clicked in quite yet, though. So let me see if there's a time on this. Okay, this is a bit of a window, but it's because timing isn't always like what we might think it is or want it would or expect it to be. So I'm feeling 6 months to a year around in there. There's some opportunities. Again, it feels like you might have to be the one to like reach out and say some things. Do you have a way to contact your son, Shannon? Could you just reach out, through social media or, do you know where he lives? I reach out constantly in any way I can with constant. Okay. All right. So, okay. Here's the thing. Yeah, there's some things that he needs to work out for sure. And there's some things he's working through. So, hold on one moment. I'm going to. Well, good for you. Kudos to you for reaching out. Okay. It's time to take a step back. Okay. All right. Okay. It's time to take a step back. And then I would say anywhere for the next 6 months to a year. That's where the timing is. Okay. And within that when you get to 6 months and to 6 months to that year mark, I want you to just feel in when is a good time to maybe reach out. And then keep it more open is what I'm hearing. Without any expectation. I mean, maybe you're already reaching out like that. Without any expectation, just reaching out without any expectation that he's going to respond in the way that you might want him to. Here's the thing. I also feel coming off from you is there's an attachment. Because you don't want to lose that. Right? And that's totally understandable. It's totally reasonable for you to feel like, man, I don't want to lose this relationship. This is my son. But it feels like because of the fear of losing that relationship, it's attaching into his field. He can sense that. He can feel that. And we can all feel that. When somebody does that, we just may not always realize that that's what we're feeling. And that's part of that is part of what's causing the rejection, because there's an expectation there that's very, very, it's causing resistance, basically. It's causing him to resist you. It's basically clash of the titans. No, it's a clash in energy, and the energy cannot synchronize. It cannot harmonize. It cannot synergize. It can't weave together because there's too much resistance. Because your attachment on a deeper level, I would say maybe even unconscious level, because of the fear that's there, that you don't want to lose that. Okay. So no judgment, but I would say that there's some maybe things I would ask you what's at the root of the fear of losing him, because that is where the attachment is. And I can feel that courting into him, courting into his field, and it's causing irritation. And anytime you reach out, it's causing him to reject you. It's like, no, I just need my time. I need my space. I need to work some shit out. Without this energetic insistence, and this energetic attachment. So I would work on any attachments that you have to really needing this to work out and getting to the root of what that could be. Okay. Because it's causing that, it's causing that repulsion. Okay. It's causing, that attachment is causing him to repel against you. Okay. So I would give it some time, 6 months to a year. At that 6 months mark, then start filling in, just being aware. Do I, and within the next 6 months, I would really encourage you to work on any attachments that you might have. And when I say that, I would say more like fears of losing family, fears of losing, your own creation. You helped create that. He came from you. So any attachments around, or any fear around losing that connection, and what does that connection mean to you? What quality, does it symbolize connection, family? What does that connection symbolize to you? Okay. I would work on that for the next 6 months. And then somewhere around there, I would fill in. I'm always, it gets to be your choice. It gets to be your choice. I'm simply a conduit and bringing forth the information that I feel. I'm always going to encourage and invite you to always feel into your own intuition. You might feel at 4 months, yeah, okay, I've done some work, and like now I feel like I want to reach out. And when you do reach out, follow your own intuition, okay? When you do reach out, I'm trying to figure out how to relay this. I want you to feel in. I would say I want you to ensure that there's not like, any insistence. Because sometimes that can come from an unconscious place. And if we're not conscious of these places, like of our shadow, then, we can be causing resistance in that way too. That's why I say shadow work on that stuff. And then just when you do reach out, make sure there's no insistence or expectation that he, just, okay, all right, I still love you. I feel like that's kind of how you are. But I would work on the attachment. The attachment part is, something that needs to be worked out energetically, because it's causing a clash. Okay. Are we good there? I'm feeling to go into the business stuff now. Okay. You've been cut off. I send money to his bank account with messages now. It's the only way I have left. This gets to be your choice. I would even stop that. Not because you don't care, but because it also feels like, it feels a little, the word that I hear is like, it feels like desperation. That's the only way I have. And it feels, again, like trying to cord in, and he just needs to work out some stuff without mom trying to like connect, and it's it's definitely no judgment or anything against you. It's really just awareness for me, I'm bringing your awareness to like more of like the energetics of it, because I can feel into the cord and the cording. Um, and that can't be cleared unless you become aware of um, what's causing it on your end, and you decide and choose to like um, uncord from him in that way, because there's healthy cords, there's unhealthy cords, right? So this feels a little bit more like a conditional or even transactional type of cord. Okay. So but again, that gets to be your that's only my suggestion, but it gets to be your choice. Yes, I've been feeling that. Leave it for 6 months. Exactly the message I got. Amazing confirmation. There's a big fear, as my husband warned me he would destroy our relationship if I left. There's a big fear, as my husband warned me he would destroy our relationship if I left. I just tell him I love him and trust his journey. Yeah. Even though you don't. I feel like okay. Within this next 6 months, I'm going to invite you very, very strongly to get to that place, because you just said, I love you, I trust your journey, even though like internally you really don't. And that's okay. It's definitely okay to be there wherever you are right now. It's okay. Okay. It's definitely okay to feel how you fucking feel. In this next 6 months, or 6 months to a year, however long it ends up being, I'm going to invite you to find that place within you where you are genuinely just trusting in his journey. I feel like it's going to lead him back anyway. He just needs to see that for himself. Does that make sense? You know that is anybody here that like someone tried to like make you see the things or give you a piece of information, but like you were resistant to it until like you had to come into that own realization for yourself, right? So it's one of those things. He's not going to come around until he's ready and he's kind of worked out the things and has uncovered the lessons or the aha moment, and that's going to take his timing. Okay. So that there's a big thing with trust, I feel, with you here, is you're saying you trust, but you actually don't trust. So you actually are not trusting. So I would work on trust. I would do some self-reflection around trust, of like just kind of asking yourself questions around, why don't I trust? I want to trust more. Why don't I really, and kind of trace the feelings of mistrust or distrust. Those feelings, trace those feelings back. See what kind of bubbles up, what memories are attached to mistrust, distrust, and see what bubbles up, comes up. Kind of reflect on those and see if you can get to the root, because there's some. That's part of the courting, is that trust thing. You say, I'm saying I trust, but I don't trust. um, and I've totally been there. Who hasn't been there? I trust, but like really deep down inside, you don't trust, because that inner child is like, no, I can't trust, and it takes, doing the shadow work. Okay. So in that next 6 months, that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Okay. Now we're going to flip. There's some just general information around business, I guess, business stuff that wants to come through. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I like what Leslie said. Your mind and heart have to connect before it actually makes total sense. Yeah, it has to reach like a coherence, you know? I don't trust he won't fall further into the toxicity he's surrounded by. Yeah, I got that. I get that. But you have to trust that his journey is going to be his. And if he gets it out, if he gets out of it, he gets out of it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It's his choice. It's his free will. And to try to control that or to try to like, force our will or say, I don't trust it. And, like all of these different things are just causing you more headache, more suffering, more pain. It doesn't mean like it's time to like let go of those attachments that you have for his well-being. Like I would say, whatever feels good, praying, sending him prayers and good thoughts and, whatever, like praying for his well-being. It doesn't, but you're just going to have to trust that he has his life and he has his journey and you can't control that. It's a big, it feels like a big lesson for both of you, to be honest. There's control and trust for you. Those are just two things that I'm picking out here. And with him, I can't really get a lot of things, but there's some feelings of kind of lostness and feeling like, no, I'm figuring out who I am. I'm figuring out who I am. Because I can hear his soul speaking. So I'm just figuring things out. And you just got to trust that his journey is his journey. I can tell you that my mom had a lot of those same things for me. She wanted to control me, but she wanted to show me all the things and tell me all the things. And I was like, fuck you. I don't want to know anything about you, because she wanted to control me and she wanted to, looking back now, having healed all the things I've healed, there was so many things that she had projected into my field. All of the fear, all of the cords, all of the spells and curses she projected at me. And I wasn't having any of it until I had to come to that shit to myself. I had to come to my own, like, come to Jesus moment. You're on your knees. You're like, fuck, I need to change. And you're ready and willing to change. So you got to let somebody come to their own Jesus moment, however you want to put it, to their own kind of reckoning where they're ready to face their own demons, so to speak. They're ready to face their own shadow and they're ready to face, that stuff. Okay. So trust. Yeah. He's an amazing kid. I trust it. Yeah. I trust that. All right. So last little thing here. I'm hearing to actually draw a card around. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. Around the business stuff. Okay. We're going to switch gears really rapidly, really abruptly here. Okay. So this is, you're welcome. I'm glad. We're going to do the business stuff. Okay. Because I'm feeling it coming now. Okay. This is the first card that came to you. Comparison. Okay. It does feel like, and this is about releasing comparison. So it does feel like there's a lot of like seeing other people succeed or seeing other people. And then there's this comparison thing that's happening and it's sticking you in. It feels like you're stuck in comparison mode and it's disallowing your capacity to perceive the inspiration that actually wants to come to you, that could reinvigorate the business, that could give you a new idea, that could give you new insights or new, a new way to go, a new direction, a new breathing new life into it. So this comparison thing, if you want to screenshot this, definitely feel free to. But this is about releasing, and that little sigil there, if you stare at it, it'll work on the subconscious or the unconscious level to help you release stuff around comparison, right? Because we're talking about releasing right there. But this is something that's you're stuck in. It feels like it's, when I feel into the business, it feels like it's stuck. It feels like the energy wants to move, and there's too much of this going on that it's not allowing the energy to move in the way that it needs to move. It feels like there's too much, almost like the control thing wants to come in again. Comparison, control, comparison, control. I feel myself going back and forth in this. Okay. The other, I was actually just going to draw one card, but two cards fell out. And the other card that fell out on top of this is choice. Okay. And that's upside down. But this is how it came out. This feels like up in the air. It almost feels congruent to a Hanged Man card in the tarot. Okay. Because it gets to be your choice. But it feels like there's, what I'm hearing is like there's an on the fence, like an indecisiveness thing that's happening with the business. But there's this thing that's happening that's sticking it, and it's disallowing the inspiration, the new ideas or the new insights that would help you to make a choice. And it feels like this is disallowing this because it's disallowing the insight, the aha moment, the clarity to come in. Okay, so that choice. I would do some reflection, some journaling or reflection on where are you comparing yourself to others? Where's the comparison thing coming from? Why? And getting to the root of it. And recognizing that it's a lie. It's an illusion. Because it's really affecting your energy around the business. Anything financial, it feels like it really affects financial stuff. And that's why it feels like stagnant in the business. Okay. So I would invite you to do some reflection work with this whole 6 months that you got, and you're working on the attachments and stuff. I would also, kind of work through like the comparison stuff. It doesn't have to be necessarily every day, but one day, when you feel it, sit down and start journaling, or just sit down. I like to just sit down and talk to myself, to be honest. And it really helps me work through a lot of shit. I cry and I come to clarity, and there's all kinds of things that happen. So whether it's writing or just talking to yourself out loud, just get it out. Okay. You need to get it out, because there's some stuff that's in your field that's creating stagnancy in financial matters. Namely the business, because there's this aspect of comparison that's just, I keep being taken in a loop. And because you can't get out of the loop, then you're like, well, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know. Like, I need advice. It's because this comparison thing is, it's like a thought loop. like a pattern, like how we talk about like a cycle. We go into a cycle. It's the same thing, but within the mind. It's a loop. It's a mental loop. Okay. It's a thought loop. So if you can work through that, then that'll help free up that energy and bring you to some clarity, and it'll help to bring in like new insights around what to actually do with the business. Okay. That's what I feel. Okay. Comparison and choice. Must be unconscious. I don't feel like I compare. Maybe hold back when I get super controversial. Yes, that's it. Spot on. I'm on the fence. Okay. Yes, I make really good money and I love what I do, but I want to do so much more. I got you. I got you. I feel that. Don't we all feel like we would like to be doing more in our lives? Absolutely. Or at least I know I do, you know? So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that really allows you to, sit with it, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, my dear, and kind of sit with it, implement what feels right to you. Use your intuition, because your intuition is spot on. It's, trust it. And yeah, sending you blessings and hugs on your journey, because I know that's going to be difficult, but you kind of working through those things, especially as it pertains to your son, it's going to really help you get a lot of clarity, So I'm glad it helped you, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to facilitate. It was a really great read, and I will do all that you suggested. Absolutely. Feel free to come back in 6 months to a year and let me know how it worked out. But sending you so much love, my dear. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Alice, you are next. Alice, are you here? Alice, are you here, dear? It's 11:11 here. You'll be back before then? All right. It was great to have you here, my dear. Great to facilitate. Uh-oh, my cat's coming down here. He's going to start meowing at me. Okay, Alice is here. You said mediumship. So do you have, first off, is it past loved ones or multidimensional mediumship? That's the first question. The second question would be, do you have a specific person or guide that you'd like to connect with, or are you open? Those are my questions. What's the difference? So regular mediumship, one second. I'm connecting to past loved ones. And I don't know if you were here to see Kay's mediumship, but her great-grandfather, who she doesn't know and couldn't identify, came through. So sometimes that does happen for me, which is kind of weird for me, because I'm like, I don't know, this is who I'm coming through. But so it kind of brings up stuff for me, but it's who's coming through. So sometimes that does happen. People that you don't know, it's people from your ancestry that have ascended, that have messages, and they typically have some type of healing message. Okay. Multidimensional mediumship is connecting to your guides, either guides, another multidimensional aspect of you, or your highest self, and they will typically have some kind of healing or codes or some, along with a message to share. So what type of are you looking to? Ancestral, ancestral or multidimensional? And you said you're open. We can do that. Looking to heal. So Okay, all right. Yeah, this feels more ancestral then, for sure. Okay, so I'm just gonna fully consciously connect to your energy. And okay, all right. So thank you. Before I even get started, thank you for allowing me to facilitate. It's always a pleasure and an honor. Okay. All right. If you're looking to heal, it does feel more ancestral. And as I connect, before I was even like fully consciously connected, I feel that I'm taken to my right side. Right typically will indicate masculine energy. This feels like father energy. So would you have had a father or like a father figure type of person that would have passed that you know of? I get like I get glasses that are like have clear frames. Um, Glasses, clear frame, not obviously clear frames. The clear, um, you know what I mean. Yeah, no, the frame is right. I think I'm thinking I'm saying right. Um, father figure, glasses with clear like the I want to say clear frame. I think that sounds right. Um, how do I describe he's sending me a picture what he looks like, but I don't know how to. I would say lighter eyes. They look. I hear blue. He looks like I don't know how to describe you. Maybe closer set eyes. Shorter gray. Is this fully gray? White? Oh, white. No, white. White hair, glasses, blue eyes, closer set. It almost looks like his face is a little like I don't know how to describe it. It's like he has a longer face, but like the maybe like the middle of the nose part is like feels like it's a little more sunken in, not dramatically, but like it's maybe like a feature that you would notice. I don't know. Does this make sense? Not sure. Yes, my father passed, but I wasn't close to him because he was absent. Okay, not sure who this is. This feels like father or father figure. That's I bet you that's why it's coming through as father figure. Because you're saying he was absent. But if this doesn't no, this feels like dad's dad. Would you have known what your dad looked like or your dad's dad looked like? Either one of those? Pew, pew, pew. No father figure really. Yeah, yeah. So that's man, I'm telling you sometimes what I've noticed also is that the mediumships that I have facilitated, there have been quite a few that have come in or at least several that have come in and said, yeah, this person was actually absent in my life. And they want to come through on the other side to bring that healing that you need in order to help you progress and grow. So that does happen. Yes, Mexican descent. Okay, okay. So they would have been, where's the white hair coming from? Is this further back? I'm not always the greatest with details, but that's what I'm feeling. Okay. I could be off too. I have those times. Interesting. All right. So let me do one thing. Let me kind of just listen in for a second and see if I can actually connect to a certain energy. Okay. When I connect to your father, he feels different. So this feels like it would have been dad's dad. This is interesting. This feels like it would have been dad's dad. So another generation removed. Okay. I can already feel the information around the message come through. So I want to say this is dad's dad because this does. I could actually went in and silently connected to your dad. His energy feels different than this person because I was gonna say, is this the same person? No, it's not. Um, your dad actually still feels like he's doing quite a bit of healing, so he's not really super available in a sense. Um, but because his dad has been passed for longer, it feels like he actually wants to bring some things for you. Wow. All right. I'm already getting downloads of like what it's supposed to be about. Um, are you okay with me moving forward with this father, um, dad's dad? He passed in 2010. A lot of my family haven't been present. I feel ya. I feel ya. I feel ya. Okay. So this does feel like dad's dad. I don't know if you can confirm that he had white hair, but I keep getting like white hair. One moment. Okay. I just wanted to make sure he was going to settle. Okay. So the messages that want to come through from this father figure, this is going to bring up some stuff, and we're going to clear it. Okay. So let me just kind of listen in for a minute. I am going to I'm going to wrap you first in. So you're looking to heal. We're going to wrap you in a rainbow egg. Okay. So there's messages around abandonment. So because it feels like there's a major abandonment wound here. Feeling rejected, feeling abandoned, and also feeling betrayed. These are like three big themes that I feel coming through. Okay, so there might be some releasing in the form of crying. Let yourself do whatever it needs to do, but we're going to get into that because it feels like there's a lot around that. Okay, so I just want you to kind of listen. He's coming forth because he's had time to time. It's really timeless where he's at. There really is no time, but in the sense that we've been here in linear time, kind of speaking in that sense, he's had time to process and understand and also heal. But your dad is going through the process that he went through, and he's also guiding your dad through this process. Okay, of the process that he needed to go through of healing that. Because it feels like he also chose to heal. Okay. All right. So he is coming forth and saying, I'm sorry for the pain that my lineage caused you. There was a lack of support. There was a lack of presence. There were feelings of abandonment, feeling betrayed, feeling rejected, feeling unsupported completely, which from how he or his vantage point, he can see it's affected you in ways that while he was living, couldn't have foreseen. Because he was in his own trauma. He was in his own unresolved stuff. And so he wants to come forth as someone who sees you and who understands the pain, the feelings of rejection, feelings of abandonment, these deep wounds that have been caused by the masculine fleeing out of fear that might be perceived as cowardice. And the way that it comes through is there is just like this overwhelming sense of, love, as well as sincere apology. Because he understands now from his perspective how that affected you, and also the feminine, like his spouse, his relationships. He's saying it created so much destruction, and I was running in fear, and I couldn't see anything for what it really was. And he's saying this because he understands that your dad is the same. He fled too. He fled too. I'm going to say this as if I were, he was speaking to you. I see you, and I see your pain. And I am so sorry that my lack of awareness perpetuated lack of awareness. It perpetuated lack of presence. It perpetuated pain and suffering. And because he did that to his children, His son, your dad, repeated that pattern. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. He refers to you as his daughter. Mija. Mi hija. Mija. My daughter. At least that's how he's referring to you. Is you're also his daughter, his great granddaughter. Or his granddaughter. Okay. He wants he wants to acknowledge that there's anger, maybe even rage, resentment around the pain, around the lack of presence, the abandonment, feeling betrayed, feeling like you were dealt an unfair hand, not having this person, not having this person. And it also even affected the way he's showing it to me is like he's showing me that it also affected like entire family dynamics, because the masculine energy, not males but masculine energy, because we all have masculine, feminine, but he's talking about how like that lack of masculine energy, or the woundedness thereof, created a lot of the destructive patterns. It had its own part to play in the destruction of not having a lot of family around, because that masculine energy, it creates the structure. It's part of the glue that holds everything together. And the divine feminine comes in as the other half of the glue that keeps everything together. And his half was not present. So he's seen I keep hearing destruction. He sees the destruction. The lack of, destruction, literally destruction. So he's referring to the structure being destructed, deconstructed, falling into shambles, not really sticking together. And I'm just listening to see if there's anything else that he has to share. Okay. That part, he said what he needed to say. Um, okay. Showing me. I'm just hearing to allow it to kind of settle into your system for a minute. Like, because there's energy streaming into your field. Because we're kind of was kind of like the preliminary to the healing. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm being given the go ahead to go. Okay. So we're going to begin to clear some of that out, that energetic we're gonna clear what we can and what's ready to leave and what's ready to be released, okay, around this stuff. And he wanted to come in and say what he needed to say and say his piece or speak his piece first, because that was going to allow like the loosening, like kind of loosen some things so that they could be released. Okay, so that's going to allow us to clear even more. And I do want to say beforehand, or I'm hearing this to kind of say beforehand, don't be surprised if in like the next couple of days after this clearing, you start feeling like the anger stuff come up, or like resentment, you know, those types of feelings kind of come up, because they will be clearing out of your field. Okay, they will be releasing. So I'm just going to connect and okay. Okay, my dear, I just want you to focus on your heart space, because that's where we've been at. Focus on your heart space and take those deep breaths for me. You can close your eyes if you feel called to, or keep them open. And if anybody else watching wants to receive that spillover for their highest and best good, whatever's relevant for them, you can intend to do so now. Hanate, 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 haale, awea, sekianate. Loyania setia, tetia, setia, setia, setititi. Aloyania sekia, ayate, te. Akuyanate, akuole, inati, eseketia, matatututututututu. Akuye, la anato, wea, haale. Oya. Netea sana kene te te wale te ya sekete ya te akuya alawe hala te ya te ya ro elera te ya te hasete ya akuya ne te ya te ya te أتد على ورد هنا أتنا تقول رصت تكاد تدي على رصت تلوينا تكاد تدي حسد تدي هذا تدي هذا تدي هذا دو رصت تدل السدو. So I'm going to call in the etheric water of Kuan Yin, and we are going to pour that in through, in through the crown, down into the heart. And this is going to wash all throughout your entire being. So physical, mental, energetic, and emotional. And these waters are going to help to cleanse the energetic residue and any other of the energetic components that are ready to be released and healed to be released. It's going to help to clear all of that stuff out. Okay. So I just want you to see that water coming in through your head, right, and down in through your face and your throat and into the heart. You know, it's going to go down into the solar, the sacral, the root, down into your feet, and that water is going to pour into the earth. Right? So it's just washing you clean completely all over energetically. And it's also, encompassing your entire auric field. And then we're just going to help clear while that water, etheric water, does its what it's meant to do, what it's supposed to do. And we're calling in the frequency of compassion and forgiveness. And allowing that to wash through the heart as well. Go ahead and take a very deep breath for me and exhale with a sigh. And just continue with those deep breaths. Alo anati yas. Ikinewe ala anati. Alana wehe. Anana tohui. Ai iku ete anate yasa ikala te yasa ikayoa ale anate kias anate kias anate kias anate kias anate kias anate kias anate kialawete yasatea aileoeate loeate loeate koeasenate yawe yoeasenate ya uease Kete wasetia. Iasenete wasete kanate iasekia awa ata awa. Lewe la awea katayanata asa te kiata awa te kiasa te kiasa te kiasa. Ariato e ariato ariel ula wala na te kitia ta 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 iata. Lewe na te kia wa ana te iasa na kita ui la te tutu e na te asa te kuasha te lewe na te kawa na te iasa na te ala te tutu e ala te tu e na te iasa na te iwas. Keep taking those deep breaths for me. You're doing so great. Just allow yourself to allow all of that etheric water to wash through you. Allow it to wash through or wash away all of the hurt, the pain, all of the things that are ready to leave your system. All of the memories, those just the pain, the hurt, the resentment. The feelings of abandonment, betrayal, allowing all of that to wash through you, and then just picturing that all of that residue and all of that, just all of that stuff washing into the earth, pouring into the earth. And the Divine Mother is going to take that and do something beautiful with that. We're going to ask her to do that. And I just want you to feel that water washing through you, washing you clean, bringing clarity, bringing compassion, bringing forgiveness, bringing peace, bringing understanding, bringing remembrance. And this water is also activating you on a cellular level. Continue to take those deep, deep breaths. Ailoea nataka uaala nati isita umato asete. So we're talking to the inner child that was left, that was abandoned, hiata mato asate, that was betrayed ataka by that masculine energy. Hatate imoate atanati asanati 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 asanati. Haloe naloe hasadiki atitititititititi lewe mahato esikiata. Amo ile hana kia senati hisin e hata uesikiti esitititi. Talking to the deepest, 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 innermost reaches and caverns and trenches of your unconscious. Kalle echasen kowe hiasenati. O maalea. Ku shili eka mat ohat. Tinalo mai katao mash ta'a. Let na yakut mata yeshuleya. Dai matko Shianatu hiasetiat ahata dachas. Just letting all of that release, washing through you, washing through you, washing through you. And as that kind of does its thing, I'm just going to tune back in to see if there's any additional messages, my dear. So, okay, this particular healing was meant to happen at this particular time because it's going to set in motion different things to happen and to kind of like begin to like catalyze new awarenesses. It's meant to set in motion different things that are going to actually be of your of the highest service to you in growing and healing and really releasing these old wounds. And yeah, it feels like it's also going to catalyze, even deeper healing around other things. Okay. So it's meant to happen, to set in motion different things, different components. I can't even, they're going so fast and flashing so fast in my mind. I can't even I can't even name them. So, all right. So he's stepping out of my field. Okay. All I hear is kind of like the echo of what he was saying, reiterating, I'm sorry, I also see you. And he intentionally came to bring this healing because it's holding your field in a holding pattern. And it's causing you to not move forward in certain areas of your life. And it's keeping you in this holding pattern and unable to like move in essence, to just move in general. Not necessarily locations, but like move that energy in the way that it needs to move, or that it wants to move, I would say. Okay, so I'm just finishing up on my side of things. We're just balancing the energy. And you are already in a rainbow egg, so I don't need to place you in anything. We're just balancing the energy at this point. And grounding. Yeah, there's quite a bit there. All right. We'll do what we can. There's a little bit of resistance to grounding, it feels like, being in the body. Because that root also deals with like family, and that roots, feeling rooted and feeling part of a bigger, that bigger tribe connection, family, that type of thing. So I can feel the resistance, but we're going to ground this as much as we can. Okay. All right. So take your time. Take your time coming out of this. Okay. I'm going to take a moment or two to kind of come out of this. I'm still finishing up. I haven't quite finished yet. Okay. Okay. There we are. Okay. So give me a moment. Give me a moment to kind of come back. All right. Come back in your own time, Alice. Let me know how that went for you. If anybody else experienced that, let me know in the comments. Feel free to share your own experience. Holy cow. Jennifer, you felt like I was talking to you? Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about groups, is because, one person can be receiving, but like other people resonate with those exact same messages. Spirit works in very mysterious and magical ways. What was I saying? It's like, basically, you can call it light language or language of light or light linguistics. What it is pure raw sound and tone, and it's meant to bypass the logical mind, because the logical mind has resistance, it has belief systems, it has all of these things. So it bypasses all of those resistances to speak directly to the soul and give it the information that it needs, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? You feel him hugging you? Oh, that's beautiful. I don't remember him at all. He held me and called me hija bonita. That's beautiful. Yeah, there was yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I was definitely feeling, I even seen on my end, whoa, Kuan Yin was coming in and holding your inner child, to help give her comfort and to help heal. So I seen that on my end of it, but I was hearing not to say it in the moment, but that was happening on my end too. I felt this healing very strongly. I'm glad. I'm so happy. I would say, okay, lots and lots of water. Anybody who gets energy work from me or any type of reading from me, I would always recommend lots and lots of water. And since this was like a really deep healing for you, Alice, I would suggest a salt bath if that is accessible to you, um, in order to clear like energetically as well as your physical body. And I would, let's see, over the next month, it feels like things will slowly or even very abruptly kind of come up. But it feels like over the next several weeks, this is going to be like bringing some stuff up to clear, um, and to help you kind of work through the stuff. So I would really encourage you to lean into it, journal the stuff, journal what comes through, or, just kind of speak out loud, what's coming through, or what you're becoming aware of, kind of lean into it. Where does it lead you? That type of thing. And then, yeah, that's kind of all I feel. That's kind of all I sense on my end as far as anything. So I'm glad that it helped. You're doing shadow. Okay, that's perfect. So this is going to bring up some stuff for you to do your shadow work for sure. Because it feels like there's going to be maybe some anger that needs to it's like unprocessed anger that still needs to come up and be expressed. So expressing that anger, if you want to like even write that anger down, like whatever angry words or stuff comes down, and like burn that, that will help to transform and alchemize that energy as well. That especially that anger, the element related to anger is fire. So, using fire to transmute that energy would be really spot on healing. I think that would really, really benefit. But if you're doing shadow work, I mean, that's perfect. That's going to go along with this healing. Perfect. And congratulations. Good for you for doing your shadow work. Very beautiful work tonight. Thank you for allowing me to facilitate. It really is always an honor. Really is always a pleasure. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm like. This is what I'm good at. This is what I like to do. So thank you for allowing me to facilitate for you. Okay. So I'm going to do, I wish I would have, there's no other paid readings, right? So let me just look really quick here. All right. The last couple minutes of my, yeah. If you feel it, you probably are. If you're a healer, you probably are. I think, I've always been a healer my whole life, but but what I didn't realize, because I'm so empathic and so sensitive, I would absorb the traumas and the stuff of others. And it just, it weighed me down so much so that I started to have, like, I came to a point where I literally energetically was paralyzed. Like I literally couldn't move anywhere in life, and I was like, I got to heal all of this shit or else I'm going to unalive myself. And through healing all of that stuff, I've been able to unlock a lot of my own gifts. So my point in saying all of that was to say that a lot of times our healing gifts are locked up in trauma, because when we experience that trauma, it fragments parts of our consciousness, and it's important to call back those parts and heal that stuff, because for a lot of different reasons. But if you're a healer, then you're always a healer, in my opinion. Yes, I am learning to protect myself and ground myself. Yeah, I would definitely encourage you to ground a lot more, because there's resistance to grounding that I was kind of picking up on. I don't know how much, but it just felt like, lots of, trauma. Sometimes when we've experienced trauma, we tend to dissociate. from my experience. And dissociation means cutting ourselves off from that root energy center. And we tend to go up here in the, we want to go up here in the other, the upper chakras or the upper energy centers, because it feels nice. It feels better. So weird. I felt this message tonight. You channeled my dad the other night and he spoke about ancestral healing. Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely is. I feel like our trauma is a catalyst for our healing. Yeah, if we allow it to be. Like, either you can allow things to make you bitter or better, right? You either allow it to, like, you lean into it and you're like, okay, how do I alchemize this? How do I shift this? Even if it's just shifting your perspective around it. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's beautifully said. So I'm going to do a last call on any paid readings. I was offering free general readings earlier, but I'm just going to do a last call on any paid readings or paid services. This was a beautiful way to spend my birthday with y'all. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on my birthday. Happy my birthday to you guys. That's beautiful. Alice said, I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you. I am so happy to meet you. Thank you. Thank you for being here and allowing me to facilitate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So there's my last call. Again, if you do feel guided at any point to reach out to me for one-on-one sessions, one-on-one healings, I'm going to be revamping my offers, but you can you can reach out to me. I do offer private readings as well, if I didn't say that. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you, Alice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take care of yourself. Be gentle with yourself over the next couple days as that stuff clears. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.